is aware and he lives with the truth that the cost of living and the economy cannot be run in the streets. Yes. This is something that is policy recommended, and the policies are formulated, and these policies are then adjudicated to be into laws, and of course the government can use this policy to adjust their performance when it comes to people's cost of living and the economy of the state. And when we are talking about the cost of living, you know, this is what every Kenyan is expecting, that the government will fulfill its promise of lowering the cost of living, which every policy that has been made by the Kenya Kwanza government is leading to trying to resuscitate the economy of the country. And of course, these policies are here, of course, to be able to make the economy not stagnate, other than and not, of course, to fall, other than to make it a gradual rise of this economy.
Castro, I mean, majority of Kenyans are listening to you as well this morning.
Sure.
Yeah, but it was a point that you're making. But every time you speak about that, I feel like Castro is speaking like how majority of these members of parliament and state executives have also been speaking. But in that particular committee, they even invited, if you do remember, a planning. Cabinet Secretary Jibuna Ndungu to that particular committee to actually advise them on how to go about these particular issues. And you'd like to think, at this particular time, even when the courts are making themselves clear on matters like the housing levy, that those gentlemen who Kenyans sent there could have come up with something proper, at least not every other thing, something proper that Kenyans will lie on and say,
but you see,
yes.
The good reason why the streets were being hit by the people and the Azimio leadership was the cost of living. That was the good reason why Raila Odinga was calling for demonstration. But the real reason why this demonstration were being called for was to actually try to woo the government, to manipulate the government to talks with Azimio. So here the cost of living in their language was a decoy to bring the government into their footsteps.
You like to think so, Castro?
That's it.
Because just before I cross over to Sankara then.
That's it. Let me tell you.
Here's the line of events.
Today, Raila Odinga is saying that, see, they are looking for other ways to engage the people and, of course, to try to make the government listen to them. And he's saying that he now have consultative meeting with the people. You know what are these consultative meetings that Azimio is talking about? These are consultative meetings to try to woo again the people and, of course, to promise them that once these recommendations we are done with these recommendations, and of course they are passed. And if you are heading for a referendum where the citizens will decide themselves, other than parliamentary forum, then we shall see that all the recommendations that Azimio and the government has, of course, come to a conclusion with, they'll get through and they'll see the light of the day. And the economy also, the issue of economy will still be an issue and a political or it will be the issue that the politics that will be running on the issue of cost of living.
On the cost of living.
The cost of living here will be solved by the government sitting down, deciding on the policies on how they can be lower. This
that's it.
It is the parliament. Actually, it is not even the executive. It is not even the executive. Because the policies that executive that is trying to propose to the parliament of Kenya and the people, these proposals are to make the economy of country run better, and of course to try to resuscitate the economy. Other than the parliament, if Sankara wants to be heard, if Sankara wants to be heard, he will not be heard by the.
Let me tell you something, Castro.
But the MP that Sankara elected, that is the person, the liable, and that the person who should be
allow me
talking about the policies, the policy reforms
statement.
To resuscitate this.
Sankara, just before we run away from Castro, because I'm going to give you as much time as I've given Castro this morning, because there's a point that majority of Kenyans want you to make clear this morning, Castro, and I put